Good man. I've just come out of the sauna, so I'm looking a bit disheveled and sweaty, but going well. Business is going good. Routine's going good. Everything's pretty good. But yeah, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you taking the time out of your day to jump on and give us a.
Nah, I'm more than happy to, man. I don't know, I sent a screenshot to Mac yesterday. I don't know if you saw it of what the cost of per lead I was getting from Indy compared to what I was getting from you guys, and they were, what is it? Where's the photo? It's fucking ridiculous. So it was 4,000 and something bucks from Indy for 26 leads. It was like $150 per lead ish.
Mm,
153.94 cost per lead, $4,000 spent, 26 leads with you guys, $939 at 49 leads. And they're better leads. They're way better.
yeah, right. Oh, I appreciate that. Well, look, man, let's rip into this call. So, I guess just want to get some feedback on the process and I guess your experience and because you've worked with, you just mentioned another agency. I think you said to me when we first worked, you'd work with a couple of different guys.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
So for you, I mean, you've been bouncing around agency to agency, not really having any great results. Like, what actually made you want to work with another agency again in the first place?
Well, originally I had sour taste in my mouth, and I've gone from Google Ads to Meta, Google to Meta, and I've seen little bits of good results in each, but never had any solid traction.
Mm,
Um, and every time it was overpromised and underdelivered. Like cost per lead has always been double, if not triple, what we talk about in a KPI sort of setting with an agency. And
yeah,
then it's always, oh, well, it's going to take 3 months. It's going to take 3 months. You guys have got, I think a 19 or a $18 cost per lead for me out of the gate, like first 2 weeks. So that for me was like, all right. And as well, from speaking with Mackenzie, like, and seeing his ads, like he knows the industry. So, the onboarding process and the questions he's asking and whatnot, he actually knows what he's targeting a lot better than anyone I've worked with before.
yeah, I appreciate that. Give me a bit of rundown about your business because, like, you've got Ken told me yesterday, you've got a business coach as well, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I 2 years ago, I went out on my own first when I was 21, scaled that pretty fast and pretty recklessly, went to 10 guys, and COVID then took away the government contract we were working in. So burnt myself and then went back onto mining and a few other places like that just to sort of regroup. And then I moved to the Gold Coast 2 years ago. And I'm first and foremost a Sparky.
Mm,
And then sort of learnt the aircon industry through a mate and done all the tickets with that and jumped into this because it's the money maker. People don't need an electrician very often, really. Um, and if they do, it's a pretty nothing job. You're not getting much out of it. And once I started doing the ACs, I was actually starting to make a lot more money. So I've,
mm,
I've, I've pivoted to, we still do the electrical work, but target this a lot more because it's a repeatable process that you can do. But finding reliable leads without having to go out and do a full service call on every single job, and I guess give your time away has been a really it's been a challenge to get to that point. And not spending 90 to $100 per lead like I've been in the past with other places. So yeah, this is where I'm at sitting now. With I've got an admin on, got my two IC who's moving more into an ops role, and we use subcontractors for a lot of our installs. It's an easier process for us.
yeah.
This has been the plan for us for 6 months, but just getting the flow of leads has just been almost impossible. We're spending 13,000 a month on Google Ads at one point and getting shit.
Yeah, fucking absolutely draining money. So
Yeah.
if you like Google Ads, obviously you've spent and burnt money on the past. Like, what do you see as the difference between Google and Facebook ads or Google and Meta ads?
Google works really well if you like. I had a good run. I had a good campaign running last winter. Um, they are high intent. They're ready to buy. They just don't know who from. But you get that from Meta as well. You just need to compete a bit more and be able to sell. If you can talk all right, you can feel the customer out on the phone when you're doing the discovery call,
Yep.
and you to ask them where their budget's at. So if you need to go for a cheaper unit, you do it. If you have to shave a little bit of profit off the job to make sure you get over the line, you do it. I found with the Google ads, you do get clients where you can get a service call and then you go out and have it, and then you can put a bit more margin on it because you're doing that process. But as far as getting good volume and consistent flow, the meta system that we're running now, I'm finding is a lot easier. If you've got a tight quoting process where you can have a quote out on the phone while you're getting the information from the client, get a verbal, idea on what sort of money they're ready to spend, which is what I've been doing. I'll say, all right, this is how big your house is. How many zones are we going to look at doing? This is what the price would be for this unit for our mid range option. And then if we got a verbal yes from them, then I send the boys out to go and do the site inspection.
Mm.
And then they're looking to upsell and then close on site and get a signature. Which it's we're a week in and it's working well. We've got 3 inspections today. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
Because it's a bit of a different process, isn't it? Because we always talk about understanding cold traffic, right? Because you've got your Facebook ad going out to a relatively cold audience. They don't really know your business. They're coming in. So a lot of people expect to pick up the phone and like guys that have grown their business off word of mouth, they're expecting to pick up the phone and that person just like, oh yeah, like how you going? Let's rip in. But it's a little bit different. Can you explain your experience in, I guess, working with cold traffic? Because I know speaking to Ken's yesterday, you've got like scripts and you take it in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all that, and that's stuff that comes from a bit of business coaching background. Like I started the coaching before I came back and started the business on the Gold Coast 6 months
Mm,
before. I learned how ServiceMate worked inside out, back to front. Had bundles built in for all the electrical stuff that we did. Then I did it now for the air conditioning, so I can quote super fast. And dealing with people who are cold, it's like having good Google reviews, sending them a link to that whilst you're on the phone. Hey, just so you know, like there's a lot of people advertising on Meta. Here's our reviews. Go and have a look at that.
mm.
You can't expect, if you're doing a 16 kilowatt system or something like that, you can't expect someone to be giving you oh yeah, let's move ahead on that on the first call, and
Yeah.
without sweet talking them a bit. So, and that's again like guys coming from building off word of mouth. They're used to someone calling up. They've had a conversation with their mate. Oh, cool, Chris, he's awesome. Yeah, rah rah rah. There's a big level of trust there. Whereas this, you've got no trust really. So you got to
Yeah.
build that on the phone with them. So what we do is with the scripts, the forms that we fill out, the just like trying to highlight your pain points when you ask a question. Oh, well, it's not working in the house. Oh, that must suck. Must be really really hot in the house, especially in the
Yeah.
afternoons. And just trying to target those things to try and get them away from talking just about the price
Yeah.
and more about the product,
The
the
pain
issues, and
points.
what we're,
Yeah.
what we're fixing. And I think as well that like a lot of guys coming into the space want to be able to pick up a lead and just go, hey mate, this is what we charge, when can we come out and do it? And that's not how meta ads work. And if you're going to try and do that, go and pay you $200 per lead on Google and get the high intent guys who just want to buy right now.
Yeah.
But
It,
it's not that hard to sell, really,
yeah, because I was going to say, if that's the case, like if you're saying you've got to build that trust with the meta ads, like why do you even do meta ads? Like,
because you can get such a larger flow and volume of leads for a fraction of the cost. And if you can get on the phone and figure out what your script is, what works, what doesn't, write down some notes after each call. Oh, they responded well to this. They didn't respond well to this. Start trying new things out. Put
hmm,
2 hours a day aside for calling leads and following up and all that. You're gonna win.
yeah, because
Whereas
go on.
whereas with Google, you're waiting for that phone to ring all the time, and you can be up in the roof. You could be in the supplier. You haven't got that time put aside to give the customer the attention that they need to make them feel warm and fuzzy about your service. Whereas if I now have blocked out 8 till 10 o'clock most mornings, that's my sales time. That's
Hmm,
my time to call, put the proposals together, do follow ups, and then in the afternoons I can go and do site inspections or installs. And I've got other guys doing installs for me now. So that sales process, if you're owning the business and you're coming into meta ads, your goal should be having a couple of hours at least a day, if you've got 5 6 leads coming in, to put the attention on them to win the jobs rather than letting them all fall through the weeds.
yeah, yeah, because it's interesting because guys that I speak to that have built their business off word of mouth, if you pose a question, what do you do? Well, first of all, what's the most important thing for you to do as a business owner? What do you think that is?
Install. They always say install.
But yeah, so in your perspective,
Not
Chris, like what?
sales, sell. Be on
Sell
the front,
exactly right. It's
sell.
it's it's be a rainmaker for your business. So if that's the most important thing for you to do in business, I pose the next question, which is, what are you doing on a daily basis to ensure that you are generating new installs every day? And guys that are doing word of mouth, they just go,
Waiting for the phone to call.
yeah, actually, I'm not doing anything. It's like
No,
what?
no, no. And that's like I like watching a lot of the Hormozy and Mark Cuban stuff and all that. And Mark Cuban, brilliant quote from him: sales cures all. Doesn't matter what problems you got in the business, you start selling shit, the problems all go away.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we look at like we've got a bit of an understanding of, I guess, the responsibilities on the client end. So obviously we've got our install operating system, which is part of the install engine. And just opening this up now, like what are the client responsibilities? It's literally be prompt, take calls, use the dialer within the app so you can track conversations and review your calls, record the calls. It's don't just, call someone once and they didn't answer, fuck them off,
Mm,
and follow up on quotes and use a calendar. It's like,
yeah.
can you do those things?
Yeah, and I even was showing Mackenzie yesterday. So I've got I've got a Lucid chart where we've mapped out the entire customer journey.
Yeah.
So I've got it now. But then when I want to move my 2IC into my role, eventually, you've got a script there that we run. These are the objections I get. These are how I handle them. This is a customer journey. This is the message we send after did not answer after 1, 2, 3, and 4. After 12, 48 and 72 hours, these are the text message and the emails that get sent to the client, and they're all worded very specifically around
Mm,
persuasion and that, not, hey, I'm following up. Don't fucking say you're following up with a client, because that's just it's weak. I
yeah.
find it's a weak thing. Like, the curiosity is what my business coach is very, very good with sales, very, very good talker. Um, Everything that he works around when you're selling is curiosity. Ask questions. Don't tell him anything.
Yeah.
Don't tell them anything. Ask them, ask them. Oh, so like if you wanted a system, would you want something a bit bigger or a bit smaller for your house? Or a bit smaller. And then if they say smaller, then you handle that objection. You go, oh, well, we find in the past that, going a bit smaller, your electricity bill will be a bit higher. It might not last as long because it's working harder. And then you handle it there. But you let them lead the way. So you just tailor your questions to a pathway for them saying, yes, give me the aircon. And I think that's a big thing. I've had a lot of help with it. I'm very lucky that
Mm.
I have, but I put a lot of time in it. It's taken me a year and a half to get to here with a lot of specific training and planning on it that, a lot of guys as one-man bands or solo operators, they're not putting time into it because a lot of the time they're chasing their ass and they haven't got enough money in the bank and, they're stressed and they've got the problems with the family and the kids and all these things. But, with something like this, if you can give it the time it needs at the start, you can actually have a bit more money there that you can get the help. And that's, I think, should be everyone's goal. If you're installing with yourself an apprentice, fastest, like the first thing you want to be doing is getting someone to be doing the admin side and the back end and running, say, your service mate or something like that, so that you can actually focus on sales, installs, and site inspections. Like
Yeah.
I've even gone one step further because I use subbies for installs because I just find that talent there is better than staff. I'm literally only worrying about sales and then installs when I've got when they're there for me. But my guy Tommy, his whole job now, and we literally mapped this out yesterday, is I will do the sale, the initial call and the sale, get them prompted up a verbal agreement on price of what the system's going to be for them, and then we take it a $250 deposit now to lock in the site inspection that comes off their price of the unit. So we've
Yeah.
already
Okay.
half got an intention of them to buy before they're going, and the response has been fine. And if someone gawks at, hey, we're going to send someone out for an hour and a half to come and do an inspection, plus you've had our time already at that, you're getting rid of the clients. You just want to get 5 guys out to measure up a ducted because people do it.
What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
What would you say to people that are, like you said, like they've got, kids at home, they're busy doing installs, they're busy dealing with bits and pieces, and they just feel like they don't have the time to do something like this? Like, how much
You have to
time
make it.
does it actually, well, how much time does it actually take?
Not much if you block it out. Like I've got a personal coach on top of business, and I'm pretty like on Sunday I block out my weeks. What's my morning? What's going to make me settled for the day and relax? Because I've got ADHD, like I'm all over the place. If I don't
Mm.
have things in place, what do I have to do in the morning to give myself a good preparation to be able to sit down at the phone and actually give the people the attention? And if you've got 3 leads a day, all right, they're coming throughout the day. You know, the system we're running, just getting most of the information from the client before we even get there. You got it. You can call the client up and have a call done in 10 minutes. But actually, you're giving person that 10 minutes, not on the phone trying to jump off and say, oh, yeah, I'll get to you later. You don't remember their name. You don't know what they needed. Yeah, that's that stuff. Like, yeah, say 3 to 5 leads a day. If you take more than an hour to quote that and do that sales process on those and discovery call, you need to get your quoting tighter and your sales process tighter. It's just that you got to make the time
Yeah.
for it to get a process and a script and have it on paper. So every time you do the same thing, and then it'll become
Mm.
this not ingrained thing in the back of your head, rather than every time you jump on a call, you're asking different questions in a different flow, in a different order, and then afterwards you're going, oh, I can't fucking remember. Then you're calling them up
Yeah.
to ask again. Like I've built out a new client intake form on ServiceMate. So when I first call them, we send the job to ServiceMate. Once I get on the phone to them, they answer. I say, yep, we got you here. Let's do this. Take them onto that call in service, mate. I've got a questionnaire. What's the house like? What's this? What's that? Just property, access, all that stuff. Hey, we're going to fill in this information now so that the boys, when they go to site, they've already got that. They know what the house is. And then I've got a split system quoting form that I do right after that one. All right, bang, 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 zones, size, preferences, brands, and that's in the form. So even if I don't quote it on the spot there, we've got all the information from the call in 2 forms that my admin girl, my 2IC, fucking apprentice, anyone can go and look at and know what the job is. And that's a
Yeah.
huge thing. I for the last 12 months have kept everything in my head and I've been running it all and I
Hey,
actually just I told Mackenzie yesterday, I had a bit of a mental breakdown last week because I was just taking on more, and then all these leads started coming in, and I think it just overwhelmed me.
yeah.
And I was
Well,
like,
I
I haven't
mean,
got the things in
it
place
happens
for it.
to a lot of people, right? Is that they get a lot of leads come through. They're often shocked how many leads are coming through on a daily basis, or they're shocked how many quotes the bot's booking in their calendar, even in the first couple of days of like,
Yeah,
and it's like onboarding call. We usually put ads live like literally next day
that
or
day.
sometimes
Yeah.
literally same day, and people are going, fuck, this is moving too quickly. Like they get a bit overwhelmed. And so, do you think the system we have in place actually helps? Like, can you compare it a bit like to the gym or to like a workout routine? Like, do you feel like You can,
It gives you a very good structure, like the CRM. Like I've used this same CRM with other people,
mm,
um, and it hasn't worked really at all. The way you guys have got it set up, the automations that you've got set up with each stage, it's brilliant. It works great. Having that there just follow what you guys have put there, and you'll sell. If you ask them questions and you follow up and you get onto them. One thing as well, I do try and do if I'm in the car and I get a lead, just call it straight away.
yeah.
Like
Why
the
do
bot will
you,
set.
what, oh, go
I'm
on.
sorry. The bot will send a message straight away. Yep. And then I just call up, hey, Chloe's told me that you guys are looking for an aircon. I'm actually in the car right now. I've got 5 minutes. Do you want to have a chat? Don't ever tell them it's a bot, but say that Chloe's let you know and that you want to have a chat with them now because you know that their phone is in front of them. They've just done it and
Mm.
they're going to remember, wow, they were so quick. Not far out. I waited 4 days to get a call back.
Yeah, because I
It
mean that's
becomes
the
a pain
first.
point.
Yeah, it's the first touch point. It's their first experience with your business, isn't it? So it's like,
Mm.
fuck, this guy's on the ball.
And if they're getting the owner too, you don't like. That's why I was going to palm off originally when we were working out the procedure. I was going to get the admin girl or Tommy to do it, but I think for the client, when they get the phone call and they know they're on with the owner on that initial call, but then there's someone else coming out to do the site inspection. There we go. Lead Carla McDonald just literally came in right now.
Should do it.
That's
You should do a call.
two this morning. Yeah, I could.
You could,
I could. I can do that.
mate. Is it gonna? Yeah, do it if you can record the
I'm.
sound. Then maybe it might not.
This is on my phone, so I'll jump
Oh,
on the computer now.
yeah. Let's do it.
Let's
That's so
go.
funny.
Let's go.
Live call.
Let's do it.
Test out the scripts. Test out the objection handling.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'll run this one just off me talking. I like to feel clients out and see how good I am at it. Carla McDonald. All right, let's give her a call. Send it straight to service, mate. Oh, whoops! I accidentally just clicked out of regas on high level. Silly me. Let's try and open service, mate. Mm, mm. How fun!
uh,
She just info.
Hello.
Hi, Carla. It's Chris from Be Quiet Air and Electrical. How are you today?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Chloe just sent me a message. Let me know that you're looking to get some air conditioning work done. I thought I'd just give you a call, because you've just sent the inquiry through. So I guess first things first, do you know what it is that you're looking for at this point? Do you need some help figuring that out? Where are you at?
This is a replacement.
A replacement?
Hi.
Aircon.
Yeah, I think I get go and kill the unit.
The gecko is in the back of it. Oh, that's never fun. So it hasn't been working for a little bit or it's only recently gone?
I just recently gone.
Okay, and that is stuck at the moment with how hot it's been, hey?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Is it a bedroom one or for a living area?
It's just a living area, so it's 7x7.
Okay, 7x7. And how soon would you be looking to get this fixed if we could get something to you?
Well, I'm just looking at prices now to replace it. So
Yeah. We know that. That's fine. We can help you out with that for sure. In the past, what sort of experience have you had with air conditioning? Like, have you got any brands that you've worked with? Have you ever had like really high bills from aircons?
this one's an LG, and then the rest of the house are all Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi's beautiful. Mitsubishi's a great brand. We'll get rid of the LG because that's not really a preferential brand for anyone to be installing. I've got a big commercial building we look after at Broadbeach. They've got LGs and everything, and we're actually talking about replacing everything in the entire building. So we try and stay away from those brands. Well, look, to be honest with you, Carl, it's a pretty easy process from here. But what I'll get you to do, if you could send me through a photo of the serial plate on the outside of the unit that you've got there, the LG, and like a little perspective shot of it, that'll just give me the information to know what size it is and what the install's like. I can then put something together for you, I'd say in the next hour or so. And then I'll push that over. I'll give you a call and then we can discuss what the install process would be from there and go from that.
Perfect. No problem.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Not a problem at all. So what I'll do is I'll wait for those photos to come through. And as soon as we've got that, we'll go from there. Just while I got you, Chloe hasn't got this yet, but I'll just grab some more information from you. Can I get what your address is for the house?
We're 76 McGarver Court in Almost.
Oh God, MCGIVER.
Yeah, DOR.
MCO. Ormo, perfect. All right. That's pretty much all I need from you for now. I would expect to hear from me by the end of the day.
Yeah, I'll take a photo now. Send it through.
Thanks, Carla. I'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Bang.
Boom. Simple as
Price.
that.
Starts talking about price. Yeah, nah, get off the price. We're not discussing price right now. I'll call you
Diffuse.
back once we got once I've got the right information in front of me, then we talk about price. You start going and throwing prices as a client before you got photos or sizes or anything like that. And they go, oh, well, you said it was going to be this much. No, 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 no.
Yeah. Can I give you some like
Yeah.
insight into that as well? It's like
I'd love some.
we get this all the time, right? It's like clients come and they say, oh, like there's heaps of price shoppers, and that was a prime example, right? Is people get their first couple leads and they're, oh, all they wanted to know was the price. All they're doing is price shopping. It's like, dude, do you not do that yourself? Like when you go to Woolies, like do you not compare things? Do you not look at price? Like that's just a natural thing that a shopper does. And you said it perfectly. It's giving them the confidence that, cool, no matter what the price, you actually provide the most value, because price is only an issue if value is absent.
Yeah. And what's the price and what's the cost? What's the price of the install? What's the cost of someone doing a dodgy shit job?
Yeah, exactly. My only feedback for your call is like, this is like literally just a bit.
No, I want it. I want it for sure.
It's just like I keep it like just really short and sharp. I think that if you're like I'm in an hour and like people don't want to be on the call for a long time, they want to be like straight to the point. Let's get the next steps. You did a good job of confirming the next steps. You got the necessary information. You handled the price objection or her price question well, and then you've given her also the process from here. It's like expect me to get back to you in an hour or by the end of the day, and she knows what's going on from there. So she's had a pretty good experience, even though obviously didn't close the deal. Like that's not really what happens, is that you don't close the deal on the spot. I think it was handled pretty well. But from the calls that we've reviewed from our clients, guys that go wrong is they don't have a script, right? They just ramble.
Yeah.
And they're reading through the chat with Chloe and they're going, oh, was it, sorry, just reading through the chat. You said you wanted, and it's just like, you just sound like an idiot.
Yeah. Sit there and go through the chat first, write some notes in the service, mate. But like that one, I just did that free ball there. But I sort of already know what I want the flow of the call to be. It's all right, get the information, ask a couple points and highlight that it's shit to not have aircon. And then, rightio, what have you got there now? How can we do it? How soon can we get it done? And get a price to you. But yeah.
No, that was good. Actually, going back to what you said before about you liking Hormozi and guys like that, I've got an email I just put up from him he sent a couple of weeks ago. It's literally scaling your sales script. So it's like every interaction with a customer should be scripted, especially sales. No script means no process. No process means reps say whatever they want, training becomes complex, bad expectations get set, and you lose sales.
Yeah.
So it's like without a script, you don't have a framework to follow. My script, for example, when a lead comes in for our customers or leads, is like I've got it just extremely dialed. It's as short as possible. It's straight to the point. I ask only the questions I actually need to know, and then get them to the next step. Keep it very scripted, because if you're not scripted, like you said, you're just rambling. You're chatting shit for them. Like the call should only really go, like that initial lead call should be maximum 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes I find is a good spot. You've got enough that you've given them enough information so you seem professional and you've got that good. All right. And then when you come back and you've got this last bit of like the information she'll send to me now, I'll get that and then I'll get up the property and go, oh, right. So this is the area. This is how big you've got. Maybe try and sell them a bigger unit or shit like that. That's what I try and nail into on the second call.
Yeah, because it's interesting because a lot of people, like, I don't really know what the expectation is with a lot of people that come in. They just think that, a lead's going to come in, they don't have to fucking do anything, they're going to fall in their lap, they're going to whip out their credit card and
Some do. It's fucking great when it happens. But it's also like same thing. Like most of the guys are doing this are all going to be guys, running a business. You can't expect to go out to a bar and pick up without putting yourself in front of someone and sweet talking them.
Well, Ken said it the other day perfectly. It's like swiping on Tinder and expecting that you're literally going to match with every single girl and then go home with them that night. It's just literally not the case unless your fucking profile is looking like an absolute alpha.
Yeah, 6'2", jacked, chiseled, bananas, all that sort of stuff.
You're the Don, and it's like, cool. Well, why don't you take a look at your business, be a bit more introspective? Like, are you that guy? Is your business that guy? Like, when you call someone up, do you give them that aura of like, dude, this guy's fucking on the ball. He's got mad reviews. He sent me a link to his reviews. Like, are you actually that guy where you can close every single fucking lead that comes in?
Yeah.
Probably not. So it's like, if you're looking at and this isn't to shift the blame to our customers or anything or our clients, but there needs to be some level of being introspective of like, cool, we're doing the marketing, you're doing the sales, and there really needs to be that synergy and partnership where you're actually doing your best to ensure that you're getting sales and you're actually giving us that feedback so we can improve the marketing process, the questions, the friction in the process, so we're getting better quality of leads.
Yeah, I've even said like I've done a lot of business coaching. I was with quite large business coaching platforms originally. I'm with a smaller guy now that I work with. And speaking with the coaches, even a good mate of mine's a coach from overseas. A lot of business owners go into it with the right intentions, all this and that, but do want to be babied a little bit too much on certain things. Sales, and this is one of them. Like, a lot of people think you pay an agency X amount of dollars per month and they're just going to solve all the world's problems for you. An agency is getting you through the door and giving you the tools to then do your job. And I think as well, sales, again, it's just not really something that trade owners are taught. We're taught how to put the aircon on the roof and vac it down and run cables and do this and do that, and like talking to a client and selling and follow-ups and language and all these things are not what we're taught. So I guess, and this is where you guys come in a bit too, is like you guys are trying to highlight that, which is great, because if someone's not been shown, they don't understand it. So guys who haven't been shown, they're going, well, I don't understand why it's not going right. And then that's where you guys go, right, yeah, we need to be doing this, this, and this if you want to get the results. And that's exactly what you guys have in the client expectations package.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we're building the car and the engine and you're the driver.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's the relationship that we have with our clients. We've actually got, we work on this every day, but we've expanded on our process. So overall, like, we've got the install engine, which is the system that we install into our clients' businesses, which really has 3 components to it. It's got the iOS, so the install operating system, which is the pipeline, what you just spoke about, all the automations, Chloe, the AI bot, everything that helps you handle the leads. And then we've got the training component, which is what you've mentioned with Ken's. Like, you guys are talking through stuff, you're working out, making sure that you're comfortable with using everything, because end of the day, you can't just hop into this car. We can't just expect you to know how to drive it straight off the gate. We've got to give you a bit of a pointer in the right direction. People have different skill sets. People like yourself, business coaching, they already know what's going on, but there's people that are a lower level than you that don't know what's going on. Yeah. And then there's the third component, which is the feedback loop. And it's like, cool, well, what are the actual success variables, or I guess even what's going on in your mind as a client to mean that, like, you might be unhappy, or you might be happy, or something might be going wrong, or something might be going good? What have we actually got to talk about on a daily or weekly basis to ensure that we're actually getting feedback from each other? You're holding us accountable, we're holding you accountable, and we're actually improving the system, because it is a system that does get better if you do focus on it. If you're focusing on it and taking it seriously, it really is. And that's exactly why we have the 90-day minimum commitment period, is because we don't really want to work with people that aren't actually capable of going, cool, I'm going to set myself a 90-day target. I'm going to focus all my effort and energy on this for 90 days, and I'm going to see where it takes me.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I've worked with other agencies in the past, and I know that there's other guys working with you who've come from said agencies. Now, the onboarding process with them was so sloppy. I was asking how the bot's going to reply to things, what the bot is asking for, what sort of automations we've got going on in the background, and no one could tell me. And then the guy doing the creatives on that, from that, they, like, even just the sheet that Ken's asked for, all right, give me the info, what unit, what price, what offer, Wi-Fi, this, that. He knows the knowledge of the industry to know how to create a really good offer and deal for the client to get their attention. These other places I've worked with just didn't have that knowledge, and that's the biggest difference on the creative. But then also being able to just jump on and say, hey, how does this work? How does this work? Like, I even jumped on with Ken's yesterday and said, hey, if you do this automation, clients can have the new lead pushed to their phone as a client. So if the client calls back, you know who it is. And it's that give and take. Like, we're all going to learn stuff along the way that we can give to you. You guys are going to give stuff to us.
Yeah.
Having comms and looking at it as a team effort is what needs to happen. Like, the end goal is for you guys to retain clients, for us to get new clients, and for it to be easy. It shouldn't be difficult.
No, it shouldn't.
And I'm finding it easy, and that's what I love, because it's been difficult with other people, and and that's why, like, I've only been with you guys for a short amount of time, and I was straight away saying to Ken's, like, if you want me to jump on and have a chat about the experience so far, 100%. I don't like doing testimonials unless I actually believe in the product, and I 100% do.
Yeah, I appreciate that. As I said at the start of the call, really appreciate you even taking your time out of your day to jump on. And I'm conscious, you mentioned you need to go. You actually said you only had 15 minutes. We've gone a little bit over.
No, I've actually, that meeting for 8:30 has been pushed. So if you had a couple more things you wanted to ask, that's more than fine.
Well, you tell me. Like, I guess in your experience, like, as I said, you've worked with a bunch of agencies. What more would you tell? I want to hand it over to you and give you an opportunity to. Oh, I think I lost you.
I think some thing that's been a bit to me is, am I back?
Yeah. Not yet. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, it's just the ease of the onboarding process, the speed at which you guys did it, the fact that there was no ramp up time on leads and costs coming down and leads coming in. Like, it was straight out the gate. That was very impressive. Like, I've already referred a friend of mine from Sunny Coast onto use you guys as well. and yeah, and you guys aren't pushy salesmen and trying to really, just get people in the door and then offering a mediocre service and farming everything out, which is what I found with a lot of the other agencies. Like I've worked with agencies where you speak to the owner, you get sold, and then you try and talk to them about something and you can't get on to them for a week.
Yeah.
And then as well, you guys have got a good process in place for how to use the system, what's going on with it. You guys, it's just, mate, it's just been easy. It's easy, professional, and the system and the way you guys have built out the CRM is, for me, it's very easy. It's not complex. Whereas other people's been like, oh, you got to do this and do this, and this one's going to go here. Like because all the information is done by the bot. Like, yeah, it has. It's just been very, very easy, and I've enjoyed the experience a lot.
I appreciate that. What would you say about, because it's interesting, we just experienced a lead that came on that straight away mentioned price, and a lot of people like price is the big thing, right? Is they want to get comfortable with how much they're spending because they see agencies as fuck, these guys are going to put me on a retainer and it's going to be a commitment, and then I've got ad spend on top, and then you might have little things like SMS charges to go out to your clients to talk to them with the spot, and so they're thinking fuck, expenses, expenses, expenses. In the
Cheap.
past,
It's cheap, man. It's cheap. In respect to Google Ads, and I've worked with multiple agencies in the last year and a half. The agency fee that you guys are charging is more than fair, absolutely more than fair. And because you guys are getting the leads at such a low cost, you're beating everybody else. Like I think I showed you this before. I worked with an agency who, everyone sees on social media a lot. If I was to name them, we'd all know who they are. We've all seen the boss. Now, I went on with them, had 7 cold calls from this guy, right? Eventually, he was like, you know what? Right, I'll give you a go. Meta ads, $156 per lead on Meta ads. So they cost me $4,000 for 26 leads, and they were dog shit. You
the,
guys,
the funny thing about these guys that are cold calling, this isn't to discredit anyone at all, but I was saying this to Ken yesterday. If you're hiring someone that's telling you they're going to run your ads, but then the way that they're getting customers isn't through ads, it's cold calling. Does that not like,
yeah, wow. I didn't even think about that.
yeah, because it's like, and the same goes like, which is interesting looking at like other agencies and whatnot, because tons of people all the time fucking opt into our funnel and are fucking obviously funnel hacking us. And you
Yeah,
end up finding them and you go look at their ads library and they've got their ads turned off. And it's like,
yeah.
dude, hang on, aren't you
Meant to be
get
the ads
people to,
guy.
yeah, you get people to pay you to run ads, but you got your ads off. Like, what's
Yeah,
going on there? It's
yeah.
kind
It's
of like,
very funny that.
it's kind of like hiring a fat PT.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And I've never ever thought about it like that. Why would you hire someone who's cold called you and not got you with an ad hook?
Yeah, it's just like we stick to our ads. We spend a lot of money on our ads every single month. Some people balk at how much they're spending, or when we advise them, we advise all people we start off with $50 a day on ads, which
I
is
doubled it yesterday. Yeah.
yeah. And people sometimes go, oh, that's a big commitment.
I was spending at one point $450 a day on Google ads and
Mm,
getting not much out of it. That's $13,000 thereabouts a month it was at one point with management. And now, like I'm working with you guys, all that money I've saved has given me capacity to take on an apprentice and an admin girl and bring my stress levels back down to a manageable level, which last year it wasn't. I was spending all this money on ads, like $3,000 a week almost going out, sometimes more. And I was just hemorrhaging cash. I was like, it was getting to me. Hey, whereas
yeah.
now, with management and my ad spend now, I think at $100 a day, I think we're under $5,000 a month. Now that you only need to do a couple installs and you've covered everything for the month.
Yeah.
And then
What
you've
was,
got the rest of the month full with installs.
yeah, exactly. I mean, we've even seen on this call now, right? You've got,
Yeah.
as we've spoken, opportunities coming in to make money. What would you say if you had to give this video a title? What would you title it?
Sign up today.
In relation to you and your experience, like,
Oh, mate, just easy breezy.
yeah,
It's just been great. It's been a nice process. Um, yeah. And again, like the clients are, for the most part, like obviously you're always going to get a lead here and there where they don't answer. For the most part, I'm getting onto the clients pretty quick and they're all actually wanting to buy, and like there's intent there on these leads. I'd say, compared to what I've had in the past, you get just crap. And whereas this, they're all real people, no bots are coming through on these leads too, which is massive.
yeah. Oh, and an interesting thought, just circling back to what you said about Google Ads, is like we talk about this all the time with people, a lot of our clients shifting their spend away from Google and onto Facebook, and why that is, why Google ad spend is going up all the time, or the cost, I should say, is going up all the time, is because you think about like how do people find information these days? It's like if you want an answer to a question, like do you go GPT or do you go Google? Like most people go,
GPT.
yeah. So it's like people don't even use Google that much anymore. And it's like, cool, if you think like I say this to people all the time, but if you thought about maybe a trip to Bali, you thought about it, you said it to your mate or your missus, or you've typed it to someone in a group chat, what happens? You start getting ads for fucking Bali and Flight Center and this and that, right? It's like the algorithm, as much as these companies don't admit it, like it reads all your messages, it
Nails
goes
ya.
through your camera roll, it knows everything about your life. And so the moment you're thinking about an aircon, it knows that you want an aircon, so it puts your ad in front of them. So you think about that portion of the market. People that go to Google, it's only people that are in an emergency. It's like that little small slither of the market that goes, okay, I actually need this. Whereas Facebook is targeting people who just maybe just randomly
Yeah.
thought about it, and then they go, oh yeah, this is
And type
might be
once.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then boom,
100%.
you're in there quoting, and then next minute they're going, oh fuck it, you know what, I'll just get this. This guy's a nice bloke, it's good experience.
Yeah, and I try and also work off people remember the first 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes, and how you make them feel. So even with some of the ducted systems, what we've done in the past, and I've tried this out, is so at the end of the job, you just make out that something took a tiny bit less than what you meant to. Give them 150, 200 bucks off the job. You're still getting 18 grand off them, but and it's not or 15 grand off them, but you're just taking that little bit off at the end. They're like, oh, well they're like, oh, that was really nice of that guy to do that, and they remember that, and gives them a happy feeling at the end of the job. That works really well. And yeah, with the meta stuff, you said 100%, you're getting even way bigger portion of market share for a fraction of the cost, and you just got to put the effort in. That's the biggest thing I would say. So anyone coming on board, just put some effort into using this system and being onto the leads. That's all you got to do, really.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Well, mate, I'll let you go. I appreciate the time and effort you put into rocking up and giving your thoughts and experiences with working us. It was all awesome to hear all the great feedback you have. Looking forward to helping you grow the business into the future.
Brilliant. I'm so
Legend, mate. Appreciate your time, and we'll be in touch.
have a good one, Cam.
Adios.